trailer hitches rattle because the ball hitch is smaller than the receiver. They're always smaller than the receiver because the ball hitch has to be made small enough to fit all receivers. So some are looser than others, some are tighter, but they all rattle. And that can be irritating. But more importantly, this back and forth motion also causes a lot of stress and strain on your towing unit and on your transmission and drivetrain. The back and forth motion can lead to trailer sway when you get out to the wheels. And these problems all get worse with time because the hitch pin is a stronger metal than the ball hitch. So this back and forth motion is like a jackhammer, puts pressure on the hitch pin hole, which gets bigger and bigger with time. And as it gets bigger and bigger, it moves further and further back and forth, which makes the problem worse and worse. Now, the Rattle-Free Trailer Hitch Stabilizer eliminates most of those problems. And here's how we do it. This is a grade 8 flange nut with a serrated top on it for better gripping power. You slip that into the ball hitch so it lines up with the hitch pin hole. You slide it into the receiver like you would normally do, but instead of using the hitch pin, we use a grade 8 bolt with a lock washer. For our demonstration, we use a shorter version of the bolt with a flat washer because it's easier. But as we put this in, we're pulling the ball hitch and the receiver tightly together. As we snug it down, we want to tighten it up like we do the lug nuts on your trailer wheels with about 80-90 pounds of tension. Now we've eliminated all motion of the ball hitch. Essentially what we've done is we've taken these two separate parts, the ball hitch and the receiver, that were kind of lightly held together with a hitch pin. We've pulled them tightly together with a bolt to create a single unit, which is much stronger and much more secure. So we've eliminated the back and forth motion, which reduces trailer sway. We've eliminated the in and out motion, which takes the strain off the trailer hitch, and it reduces the strain on the drivetrain and on the transmission, giving you a more secure, safer ride. What we've also done here, because we're not moving the ball hitch in and out, you get better surge brake and electric brake efficiency. This back and forth motion sometimes causes a slight delay between when the car brakes work and the trailer brakes kick in. By eliminating that motion, they work together. You get a much smoother stop. You also get a better electrical connection. Again, this bouncing around causes a break in the grounding. Most trailers will ground their electrical connections through the trailer hitch. And as you're bouncing around, that connection breaks so your trailer lights will flicker. By eliminating the motion, we eliminate the flickering tail lights. Going back to the grade 8 bolt, by switching from the hitch pin to a grade 8 bolt, you get a much stronger, much more secure connection. Standard hitch pins have a shear strength of about 6,000 to 7,000 pounds. The grade 8 bolt has a shear strength of 27,000 pounds and a tensile strength of about 33,000 pounds. So you get a much more secure connection. You can also use this with a bike rack or with a luggage rack. Let me show you how we do that. This is the base unit from a luggage rack. The luggage rack itself will be mounted on top of here. We've already installed the Rattle-Free. And when you slip this into the receiver, as you see with a hitch pin, you're going to get a lot of up and down motion and a lot of back and forth motion, which means that anything you put on your luggage rack is going to get a lot of bouncing. Once again, when we put our bolt in, we do this the same way that we do with the ball hitch. Snug it down again the way you would the tires on your trailer. And now we've eliminated all that bouncing motion. So your luggage doesn't bounce around as much, your bikes don't bounce around as much. A couple of other nice features with the Rattle-Free. bolt, the nut, and the bolt, the nut, and the washer are all phosphate coated, so they're very highly corrosion resistant. The insert itself is totally resistant to all corrosion. And all the parts are pretty much easily replaceable in a hardware store. If something would fall out and you'd lose it in the mud or in the snow, you don't have to call the factory and wait a week to get a replacement part. You can go to the hardware store, get a replacement part, and be on your way. Now, another thing, if you don't want anything to fall out, you can put this in on a more permanent basis. We include this little screw and expansion on here in the kit. You slide the stabilizer into the ball hitch, but instead of putting the screw in, what you do is you take the bolt, put it in the non-threaded side, you take the expansion screw, push it in the groove all the way, tighten it down with your screwdriver, and now it stays put. You don't have to worry about losing it. And that's rattle-free. Our customers often tell us that once they put the rattle-free in, it makes their trailer feel like it's part of their car. It's the smoothest towing experience they've ever had.